You're watching your life happen, not living it, watching it, like you're the extra in someone else's movie. Everyone around you seems to have direction, a story, a purpose. And you're just there, going through the motions, waiting for something to begin. Your days blur together. You wake up, go through routines, make small choices that don't feel like choices. Coffee or tea, this shirt or that one, but nothing feels significant. You're not depressed exactly, you're just absent. You watch other people's lives on social media, their adventures, their breakthroughs, their clarity, and you think, when does my story start? When do I become the main character? You've tried things, new hobbies, new routines, new goals, but they feel like costumes you're trying on. None of them feel like you, and maybe that's the problem. You're not sure who you even is anymore. Psychologists have studied this state. It's not laziness, it's not apathy, it's something called low agency, and it happens when your brain loses track of your actions and their meaning. You're not a background character, you're a protagonist who's forgotten their role, and there's a neurological reason why. Your sense of being the main character isn't automatic. It's constructed by a specific brain network called the default mode network. This network creates your sense of self, your narrative, your continuity through time. This is who I am. This is what matters to me. This is where I'm going. But when this network becomes dysregulated through chronic stress, trauma, or simply prolonged disconnection from meaning, it stops generating that narrative. And without a narrative, you feel like an observer. Not because you're passive, but because your brain has stopped linking your choices to a coherent story. Psychologist Dr. Dan McAdams calls this story narrative identity. It's the story you tell yourself about yourself. And when that story goes quiet, you go quiet with it. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. Your brain operates on two systems. System 1, automatic, reactive, survival-focused. System 2, intentional, reflective, meaning-focused. When life feels overwhelming, your brain defaults to System 1 because it's efficient. It keeps you safe. But System 1 doesn't create stories. It just responds. And the longer you operate on autopilot, the more detached you become from the sense that you're steering your life. Neuroscientist Dr. Antonio Damasio studied this phenomenon. He found that our sense of agency, the feeling that I am causing my actions, depends on something called somatic markers. These are emotional signals from your body that tell your brain, this choice matters, this action is mine. This moment is significant, but when you're chronically stressed, disconnected, or operating in survival mode, those signals weaken. Your body stops sending the "this matters" signal, so your brain stops registering your life as yours. You're not numb because you don't care. You're numb because your nervous system is trying to conserve energy, and in doing so, it's turned down the volume on your sense of self. So how do you reclaim the main character role? Not by forcing big changes, but by rekindling the signal between your actions and your sense of self. Here are 5 psychologically grounded principles. Not a life-altering decision, a small one. Order something different. Take a different route home. Say no when you usually say yes. Psychologist Dr. Ellen Langer's research on mindfulness shows that novelty reactivates attention. When you break routine, your brain wakes up. And when your brain wakes up, it starts tracking again. I chose this. This is happening because of me. Agency isn't built through grand gestures. It's built through micro moments of intentionality. This sounds absurd, but it works. Dr. James Pennebaker's research on expressive writing shows that externalizing your experience helps your brain organize it into a narrative. Every night, spend 3 minutes speaking your day out loud. Not what you did, but what you chose and why. I chose to skip the meeting because I needed rest. I chose to call my friend because connection matters to me. You're training your default mode network to see you as an agent, someone who makes decisions, not someone things happen to. You feel like a background character because you've lost your why. the through line that makes choices feel meaningful. Psychologist Dr. Stephen Hayes, creator of acceptance and commitment therapy, talks about values clarification. Not goals, not achievements, but underlying principles. Ask yourself, what do I care about when no one's watching? What would I do if I knew I'd never be recognized for it? Write down 3 values: curiosity, honesty, growth, connection, beauty, whatever resonates. Then, each day, do one small thing aligned with each value. Not because it's productive, because it's yours. This rebuilds the somatic marker system. Your body starts recognizing, this is what matters to me. Therefore, I matter. This seems counterintuitive. You want more agency, not less choice. But psychologist Dr. Barry Schwartz's research on the paradox of choice shows too many options drain the exact brain resources you need for intentional living. Automate the trivial. Same breakfast, same morning routine, capsule wardrobe, not to become robotic, but to save your decision-making energy for choices that actually reflect who you are. Main characters aren't deciding everything, they're deciding what matters. This is the deepest practice, and it comes from neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman's work on self-directed neuroplasticity. Once a day, pause, close your eyes, and notice, I am here. I am doing this. This is my life happening now. Not judgment, not planning, just witnessing. This activates the insula, the brain region that integrates body awareness with self-awareness. It tells your nervous system, you are not watching from outside, you are inside this life. You are it. Here's the mental model that ties it all together. Layer 1, the signal. Your body sends emotional markers when actions align with values. Layer 2, the narrative. Your brain organizes those signals into a story of who you are. Layer 3, the agency. The story creates the felt sense. I am the one steering this. When layer 1 goes quiet, because you're in survival mode, overwhelmed, or disconnected, the whole system collapses. You don't feel like the main character because your brain has no story to tell. And it has no story because it's not receiving the signal. But you can rebuild it, not all at once, but choice by choice, value by value, witnessed moment by witnessed moment. You were never a background character. You just forgot how to signal to yourself that you matter, that your choices matter, that your story matters. And now you remember, not because someone gave you permission, but because you gave it to yourself. The movie didn't start without you. You were always in it. You just had to step back into frame and choose to be seen, even if only by yourself, especially by yourself.